So in this fourth tutorial, we are going to look at more the aesthetic side of it, which is to apply some materials. And there's slightly different ways we can do that. So I'm going to just talk you through it in a bit more detail than just pressing a couple of buttons. The work plane that we can still see from the last part of what we were doing is visible. So again, if we want to make that disappear so that we can't see it, we can just right click and untick its visibility. Do be aware though, it still exists if we needed to use it for anything else. It's down here, it's just invisible. Now you'll see I've added a porthole, and you could apply the same principles that we used for making the door to add little windows elsewhere on it or other features on the surface if you wanted, but we'll keep it simple for now. So when we are modeling, what we can do is make some choices about how it's going to look. So for this model, if I select a particular feature and right click on it, I can go to properties and you'll see that I have the face appearance. And the face appearance allows me to choose what that's going to look like. So for example, if I wanted the body of the rocket to look like it was black, I can just go down to black, click OK, and that will change the surface. In this case, it's a bit of a weird black texture. That's not really what I was after, but in any case, that will change that surface. Now that's only going to give us one at a time. That's only going to give us one surface at a time. So going a step back, what we would probably want to do is think about what material we want this to be made of. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, the way that this is displaying is slightly differently from how it normally would. Normally up here, you will see this little toolbar that you can see at the moment. It will just be up in this space here. If it's not though, just click the wee fast forward kind of button and you'll be able to find it. So what we would normally do is we would make a decision about the face appearances or the material. So what we're going to do is at the start, we're going to go over to the left-hand side. We're actually going to choose a base material, and that's going to make the whole thing a particular material, and it will look like that material. And that means that we don't have to individually change every part. So if I go into here and change that to gold, the whole thing is now gold. But if I wanted other parts of it to be different, like for example, I wanted maybe the door to be a different color, I can right click on that and I can go to properties and go into here and I could choose other colors. So I could make that black, for example. Likewise, the window part inside, I could maybe right click on that, properties, and I could go down and try and find blue. So if I have a wee look around, I'll probably find a kind of a blue. Hopefully that'll look about right. There we go. So we've got options to choose the colors of the surfaces individually or for the whole object. And that way where we go in and right click properties is just overriding what we've told it about the material. So although the program still believes the whole thing is made of, in this case, gold, which would be a very expensive rocket, when we go to this, it's like saying for that particular surface, it's like we were painting this golden rocket in that part to be a different color. Now, when you'll have several different parts that you want to be the same color, say for example, we wanted the faces of all these rocket fins to be a different color, what you can do is actually hold the control key on your keyboard, which should say CTRL, it's at the bottom left and kind of the bottom right of your keyboard. So if you hold the control button while you're clicking, as you go around, it allows you to select more than one thing at a time. So we're just pressing control. I'm using the free rotate tool to just move it around while I'm doing that, and then right clicking and hitting OK. So we've now selected all of those surfaces on the outsides of the rocket fins, and what we can do now is we can right click on one of them, go to properties, and then say for the sake of argument we wanted to make it, what will we make it? Let's make it cyan. And what you'll see is that now changes all of those surfaces that I had selected at the same time. So you can see that we can change it by changing the material for the whole object, by changing individual surfaces, or by changing a group of surfaces that we have selected. Now there are more complicated things that we can do in here, such as choosing specific colors. I'm not going to get bogged down in that just now, but you can have a wee explore. If you select a surface, you should be able to go into here and you'll see that you've got a little option like a color picker where you can use this and play around with the colors. Like I say, I'm not going to go into that just now, but you can have we play around with it if you want. So I'd like you to work around the different parts, giving them all sensible colors. So for example, my boosters, I might make them all kind of a silvery chrome sort of color. And hold on, I just need to zoom out a wee bit. Yeah, I might make them all kind of silvery chrome color. But yeah, I mean, there's really not an awful lot more to say. It's pretty straightforward. It'll just take you a little bit of time to go through and do that. So fire away and get your colors all done. And in the next step, we will have a wee look at some extension work that you can do if you've managed to get finished early and you wanted to make your model a little bit more kind of jazzy looking.